LAMENTIS-1 is a new tricky location in Marvel Snap, and currently it is the featured location. So in this video, I'm going to discuss some of the best cards to use in Lamentis. I'm going to go over the deck that I've been climbing up the ranks most consistently with, and of course, we got some gameplay with that deck. So if you're ready to start collecting some cubes in Lamentis, then you know what to do. Find that like button, and let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Now, one of the best cards if Lamentis shows up as you're playing is Death, because as both decks are destroyed, well, if you have Death in your hand, it's pretty much going to be a 0-12 card that you could lay on your opponents on turn 6 and just kind of fake them out. A lot of them won't be expecting it. You could get a lot of cubes on that. Next card I want to talk about is Leech. So what this is going to do is remove the abilities from all cards in your opponent's hand, and if all their cards are in their hand, none are in their deck. This is a nasty turn 5 play to set you up with a very, very strong turn 6. Next, Devil Dinosaur. Now, this is an awesome card, and the deck that I'm going to talk about is mainly based around Devil Dinosaur, trying to get that collection hand as full as possible. If we get lucky, we get a zero-cost Death, but Devil Dinosaur is what I'm basing a lot of this deck around, and hopefully we'll also get Moon Girl. So we want to try to keep our hand size as big as possible. Another card I want to talk about is Hobgoblin. Obviously, anytime that you can give your opponents a negative card, such as Hobgoblin or Green Goblin, that can be very, very nasty. Works in a lot of decks. White Queen is also very good, because if all the cards are in your opponent's hand, none are in your deck, you're just gonna get a copy of their highest card. So you can match whatever they do potentially on turn 6, and also kind of reveal what they have in their hand. Other card goes very well with Devil Dinosaur is Moon Girl, because that's going to duplicate your hand. So very, very strong card. I don't think you should do a Devil Dinosaur deck without Moon Girl, to be honest. Maximus. Now, on reveal, your opponent's going to draw 2 cards, but if their hand is empty, they're drawing nothing. So this is a very strong 3/7 card. So Maximus is an excellent play. Next nasty, nasty card is Scorpion, and you probably don't want to play this on turn 1 unless Lamentis has already shown up, because this is going to flick all your opponent's cards with -1 power. It's going to be all the cards in their hand, and since Lamentis has destroyed all of their deck, well, everything that they can play in that particular battle is going to be in their hands. Another nasty, nasty card is Black Widow, and the reason this is nasty, because on reveal, you're going to add a Widow's Bite to your opponent's hand. The Widow's Bite, while it's in their hand, cards in their deck cannot be drawn, and that could be very, very debilitating, because as you can see, if you draw 3 cards, you're going to destroy both decks. You're not going to draw those cards with that Widow's Bite in there. So if you can play this on turn 2 and Lamentis shows up on turn 3, that usually is going to be a free cube that your opponent's just going to retreat at. Now, if you can play that on turn 1 and for some reason one of the locations giving you energy, and then Lamentis pops up on turn 2, same scenario there. So Black Widow, nasty, nasty, nasty card. Korg is also a very good card. If this pops into your hand on turn 1, you can shuffle a rock into their deck and potentially having them draw that rock. So those are the cards that I would recommend. Let's talk about the deck that I'm using to climb the highest with this Lamentis location. All right, so this is the most consistent deck that I've been using, and it starts off with Death. And like we talked about, if both decks get destroyed, you're usually ending up with a 0-cost Death, which can trick your opponents a lot on turn 6. Next is America Chavez, and what this is effectively going to do is reduce your hand size from 12 to 11, because this card can only be drawn on turn 6 and not before. So if Lamentis pops up on turn 1, 2, or 3, your deck is destroyed. You get these cards. Well, America Chavez is not going to be one of those cards. So pretty much you're going to get the cards that you're going to get to draw from 11 cards instead of 12. Next card is Leech. Now, Leech is a great card in this deck, because you're going to remove the abilities from all cards in your opponent's hand. Now, this is not a strong card without this location, but when all of your opponent's cards are in their hand, they can't draw anymore. Leech is going to remove all of the abilities from them, and this could come in very, very handy. If you don't pull any or other win conditions like Devil Dinosaur or Taskmaster or Death, Leech can make it very tough for your opponent to come back. So this is more of a backup plan, and that we don't use as often, but it's a backup plan that works very well. All right, next is Devil Dinosaur. We talked about what we want to do with Devil Dinosaur. Keep our hand size as big as possible and play these on turn 5 and turn 6. Hopefully we could duplicate another Devil Dinosaur with our Moon Girl, or we get a Taskmaster that could duplicate the power that the Devil Dinosaur has, and that is where Taskmaster comes in, because if we play a Devil Dinosaur or a zero-cost death, well, Taskmaster is going to duplicate that power, because this is going to set the card's power equal to the power of the last card you played. Very, very strong one. Moon Girl, we talked about why she is so good in a Devil Dinosaur deck. Maximus, we talked about why he is so good, because if your opponent's cards are in their hand already, they're not going to draw anything. We also have Killmonger, and Killmonger is very good for enabling death. In case the Lamentis doesn't pop off, well, we have one card. We have one card in our deck, but a lot of times we get these squirrels, or our opponents are playing these zoo decks or anything like that. So we could destroy some of those cards and reduce that cost of death, and hopefully we can get it so that we can play death on turn 5 and follow with Taskmaster on turn 6. This is more of a backup card, not always used, but in certain situations, especially when Lamentis doesn't pop up, Killmonger can come in handy for enabling death. We talked about Scorpion, be very, very nasty, just affiliating all your cards, your opponent's cards, with -1 power. Collector is another great one, because if you've already played Collector, well, if you're getting 3 cards from Lamentis, well, those are 3 cards that are entering in your hand. He's gonna get more power. If you duplicate your hand with Moon Girl, Collector works very, very good, so I love him in this deck. Black Widow, we talked about why she is so nasty. Now, after Lamentis pops up, probably not as useful to play her. You want to try to keep your hand size as big as possible with Devil Dinosaur, but sometimes it is worth that play there. Agent 13 is another great card, because we get another card in our deck. Now, it's a random card. We could get a pool 3 card, a pool 4 card, a pool 5 card, some of the earlier cards we could get as well. But this is a great card, because this also helps to keep our hand size full with Devil Dinosaur. And this is another combo that we could play on turn 5 with Devil Dinosaur with this 5-cost card, and then another cost, and that's not going to reduce our hand size by taking this out of our deck. It's just going to give us an extra 2 power. So that is the deck. Let's go to some gameplay examples. All right, we have Maximus, Death, and Leech showing up. Kiln is the far left location. We have nothing that we could play on turn 1. Let's see what the next few locations are. What other cards we pull from our deck. They play the Hood. They're not winning that location, but they do have another Hood out there, a Demon out there for 6 costs. On turn 5, all cards must be played here. So I think we might be going after the middle location and the right location. We have a Killmonger showing up. We can destroy 1 card right now for the death, but yeah, that's not going to give enough to play that. So hopefully we get a Devil Dinosaur showing up on our deck. Let's go with this. We don't have any plays on turn 1 or turn 2. There's a bunch of squirrels out there. If we get a location with a bunch of squirrels out there, add a random card for each player. All right, we get a Killmonger there. All right, we get a Taskmaster. Let's go with Killmonger. That'll give us 4 kills. That'll reduce the cost to 5, and that should be good if we don't get Devil Dinosaur popping up. We could still go Moon Girl and then go Death and Death. I think I like this play here. And let's try to fake them out. Let's go Death and then Death, or Death and Taskmaster. Let's get these kills here. Let's see where they play. They're probably going to go to turn 4. They get the kills. That doesn't matter for our Death. It's still the same thing. We're going to win that location there. All right, so that is good. We killed their demon, and we got our Death all the way down to 4 costs. Oh, unfortunately, that Moon Knight destroys our other card. That destroys our Moon Girl. We could go right now and play Death. I think we're going to go a Scorpion Maximus and then finish off with a Death on turn 5 and a Taskmaster on turn 6. Although, if we play Death right now, we could go on the far right and then maybe go with a Leech there. No, let's go with Death. No, let's go with Maximus, and then we'll go, that's it. We'll go with Maximus. Unfortunately, Typhoid Mary reducing all the cost of our cards, or all the power of our cards, by 1. All right, so they have won that far location there, and we're gonna go with our Death. We're gonna follow that up on turn 5 with Taskmaster. All right, so we're gonna go Death there. Hopefully they don't have a Shang-Chi or anything like that to counter us. Let's see what they do on this play. We do have the advantage. They can Shang-Chi us on turn 6 though and win all those locations. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they play. Killmonger, I think this was a little bit of a mistake playing that on the far right, especially when we knew we weren't going to take that location. All right, they go with Captain America and an armor there. All right, so that is good. Our death cannot be destroyed. We still can have our death destroyed. Our Taskmaster can be destroyed. We do have the tempo there, so that is unfortunate, especially when trying to counter a Taskmaster or a Shang-Chi. We'll see. They can Shang-Chi us, but outside of that, I think we get the victory. We only have a 4-point lead here. Actually, I'm going to go to this section here. We have a 13-point lead on the right side. We'll go middle side. We'll go middle with our not Leech. Oh man, that was almost a big misplay. Taskmaster. Get out of there, Leech. There we go. All right, Taskmaster. And that will give us 11 points. That'll give us 22 points. I think we still get the victory here. Lamentis didn't show up. They go everything in the middle. They're conceding that right. And what do they have? A blue Marvel? Onslaught. They have a blue Marvel. And that is not enough to win. And we get the victory. Just edge them out. 1 point in the middle, but it's enough for us to get our victory. All right, here we go. Taskmaster, Maximus, Killmonger showing up. We have Shuri's Lab all the way on that side. If we get Lamentis on turn 3, this should be an automatic easy cube if we could play our Black Widow. As long as we don't get Lamentis in the center, we could get some easy cubes if it does show up. And it is not Lamentis. After turn 5, with a random card here, let's go with Black Widow. If Lamentis shows up on this far right location, that is an easy retreat. That is easy 1 cube victory there. They go with Psylocke. They're going to get a little more energy. Let's see what this last location is. Lamentis makes things very, very tricky, very, very difficult. It is not Lamentis. We don't have a Scarlet Witch or a Storm to change up this location. There's a 2-cost card, so our Killmonger pretty much does nothing. We're going to go with, at this point, I think the proper play is to go with Scorpion to try to reduce some of their hand there. All right, so the death play won't work. We're looking for Moon Girl still, and we're still looking for Devil Dinosaur there. We do have a Taskmaster to match, but we need to get our hand size a little bigger. What are they going to do? Let's see which location they go to. Mojo's World always makes things a little tricky, especially if you're going for a tie. That extra 100 power can be debilitating. All right, there's their kill. There's their 1-cost card though. We can go Killmonger now. I don't want to go Maximus and fill their hand up. So let's go with Killmonger, double his power. That should take out their Sunspot. And let's see what the card from our hand is going to be after turn 5 at Grand Central in the middle. I think we're going to give them... All right, so they play their Widow's Bite and Mojo's World. We get rid of their Sunspot. We do have the Devil Dinosaur, but we don't have like a Moon Girl or anything to match the power or anything to fill up our hand size. I think what we do is we go Devil Dinosaur here. Turn 5, hopefully we get something good. Let's see if we get Taskmaster here. We're opening ourselves up to a Shang-Chi counter. Let's see what they do. I think they're going to go Mojo's World. We get the 14 there. Oh, the only thing that is doubled is the base power there. So they're going to have a lot of points. And it is Taskmaster. So we get 12 points there. They go Devil Dinosaur in the middle. They only have 6. So not a lot of cards in their hand right now. We get the America Chavez for the last play. What is going to give us the most points? 3 and 1, 3. I think the America Chavez is going to give us the most points. So let's go America Chavez here. And let's see what they do. We're going to concede Mojo's World. And hopefully it's not a tie where that extra 100 power is going to make a difference. All right. So they go right side. They go White Tiger. Where does it go? It goes all the way to Mojo's World. And we get the win again. No Lamentis showing up. All right. Collector, Death, Taskmaster. Collector's not a bad play on turn 2, especially if Lamentis shows up on turn 3. Adding another card to another location. Sinister London is the far left location. Let's see what pops up on the middle. Are they going to do a play on turn 1? We'll have to see. We're waiting. Nice card back. Yondu, what do they destroy? Scorpion, not the worst card to destroy from us. Let's see what pops up on turn 2. And it is Limbo. 7-turn game. Will Lamentis be popping up on turn 3? Let's play our Widow's Bite. Let's play our Black Widow and see if we can get an easy early cube. Very, very mean if this pops up on the right side. Lamentis, they have a Widow's Bite. They're not going to get any cards if Lamentis shows up, and there it is. That should be an easy 1Q victory. We get a bunch of cards and they get nothing. All right, let's we got a lot of options here. We could go Collector and Agent 13, and I think that's what we're gonna do. We got Death, we got a Death play, we got a Taskmaster play. We got a lot of different victory conditions here, and they have a very small hand size. We'll go with Collector, and I think we want to do, we could also do Maximus as well. Let's actually go Maximus. Actually, we'll keep the Collector. We'll go Agent 13 here. We'll get another card here. I think we pretty much got the victory. They don't have a lot of cards in their hand. Unless they started with some very powerful cards, I don't see how they're going to win. All right, everything is costing 4 on this turn. I think we go Moon Girl now. We'll get another Moon Girl. Or we could go Devil Dinosaur here. Moon Girl on turn 5. And then coming back with... Now, let's go Moon Girl now. We'll have 2 0-cost deaths. We'll have a Taskmaster. We'll have a Devil Dinosaur. Let's see what happens with this. What are they going to play? What is their plan? They have the Death. All right, that is why they didn't give that automatic retreat. All right, so we have 2 0-cost deaths in our hand. We could go Death on... We could go Devil Dinosaur. And then Death and Taskmaster. We got 2 0 cards. We're going to save our Death for turn 6. We got some big plays, and I think we got a victory condition right there. Let's snap. Unless they got something really tricky up their hands, which I don't think they do with the limited card size, I think, or the limited hand size from that Lamentis popping up. They get another one. They get the Widow's Bite there, and their hand might be done. Yeah, they have nothing left in their hand. All right, so we're winning all the locations. Oh, this is going to be nasty. Let's go here. Actually, let's go Taskmaster first. That'll give us the most points. Taskmaster, Death, and Death. This is going to be fun. We'll get 2 deaths there. Big points. They got nothing in their hand. I'm not sure why they didn't retreat yet, especially right now when they're losing all of these locations. They're still not retreating unless this is a bot that we're playing against. All right, so we get the Taskmaster. We get the Death. We get the Double Death. And just total destruction there. Actually, no. It is a turn 7 game. They have nothing in their hand, though. We have nothing to play. I don't think they're going to snap. Let's keep going. All right. We get the 4 cubes. Very easy 4-cube victory. Nasty victory with Black Widow. They didn't have anything in their hand. All right. Next match. Moon Girl, Agent 13, Devil Dinosaur. Our hand is looking pretty good so far. Let's play Agent 13 right now. We'll get an extra card in our hand that Moon Girl could potentially duplicate. They go Human Torch on turn 1 in the middle location. We get a Scarlet Witch, which is good because we could change a bad location. We're not going to go to the middle location. We don't want those rocks in our deck. We'll go with the Collector there and see if Lamentis pops up on this location. That'll give Death a lot of points, and that'll give Collector a lot of points as well. This is playing out very well. We do have a Moon Girl on Devil Dinosaur, so we got some luck with there. We get a squirrel at each location, so we don't get Lamentis. And let's see if we can get a Killmonger popping up in the next turn or so. Actually, it's not going to do anything. All right, so we're going to skip this turn. We're not going to change any of these locations. None of these are that great, but none of them are too bad either. So let's keep going with this. We have the hand that we need. So even if rocks pop into our deck, we can still play this middle location there. That's not the worst thing if we get some rocks in our deck at this point. All right, so we do get Killmonger, and we have Death. I think we're going to play Killmonger here, and then go with Death and Taskmaster combo at the end. This should give Death a lot of points there, or a lot of reduced Death's cost by a lot. Let's see this. Hopefully they don't have an armor that they're playing there. Iron Fist, that's another 1-cost card. That's a Hulkbuster. Perfect. We're going to destroy all of this stuff. Only thing they're going to have in their hand is a Doctor Strange. This is excellent for us, and excellent, very, very excellent for our Death that's popping up here. Boom. Everything is destroyed. They only have 3 points on the board, and I think we snap at this point. Yeah, we'll give a, I don't know. It might seem like we're taunting this person, so we'll wait on doing anything like that. Turn 4. Let's go with, Let's go with Devil Dinosaur on turn 4, and then we're gonna have a Taskmaster and a Death that we can play on turn 5. We're gonna go after the far right and far left. We're gonna give them the middle. Cloak goes there. Obviously, they're going with a move deck. Vulture, and I'm expecting Heimdall coming out here. So let's go with... All right, let's try to win the middle and the right. I think the right should be easier to win. We don't need the Killmonger there. Let's go left with Death, and then let's match Death with Taskmaster. Hopefully this is enough points. I do worry about their moving with Heimdall. I don't think that's going to be enough points on any of the locations there. See what happens. We have a Death, Taskmaster. It'll give us 12-12. We still can get Shang-Chi on one of these locations there. All right, that screws up our Devil Dinosaur, but we still have the other 2 locations, and we got it. Nice. All right, so let me know what you think of this Lamentis deck. Hopefully it helps to get you a lot of cubes. If there's another deck that you're using while Lamentis is this featured location, let me know down in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, check me out on social media. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and obviously subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you guys next time. If you want some Marvel Strike Force content, make sure you go to my other channel, the main ValleyFlyin channel. And of course, all the Snap content is gonna be on here. So hopefully have a great day. Hopefully this video helps you, and share this with your friends to help them as well. Give me that Hulk fist bump before you leave, and have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.